I liked yesterday's list so much, I was thinking about it yesterday into the evening, and I thought of a great villain we forgot. I don't think any of us named him.
Nobody named him.
I don't think anybody, not that I saw anyway in the chat, nobody called and said this villain. The Warden from Shawshank.
Yeah.
Good villain, right?
Yeah,
Good
bad
villain.
guy.
Bad guy. Bad.
Warden Norton.
Warden Norton.
Warden
bad,
Norton.
Bad guy. So that's
Yeah.
how much I liked that list.
Not a good guy.
All of a sudden last night I went, oh, we forgot about the Warden. We forgot Warden.
He and the Chief Guard were villainous in that movie.
They were villainous, Jurko. You are correct.
Yeah.
So we'll do another list for you because let's face it, that's like the most fun part of the day, right? That's the most fun.
Well, I have a good time doing it. That and the lunch rush, man.
No, lunch
I'm
rush is
telling
always
ya.
fun. Cubs got a win last night. They beat the Baltimore Orioles. Please tell me nobody was upset with Miles Mastrobuoni stealing a base up 6 runs in the what was that in the 8th inning? Because I saw it happen. I heard Shea and Hoodie and Cap talking about it this morning. Like, please don't tell me anybody was upset about that stealing a base. Cap and Hoodie made a good point. Like, if you're the Orioles, you can't be mad for a guy stealing a base.
Well, listen,
with the Cubs bullpen,
Okay.
come on.
If you're mad, do something about it today.
We can't be there, can we?
If you're mad, you know what? They should go out and steal 27 bases today.
That's what the Orioles
No, I'm just saying that's what the Orioles should do. If you're mad, then take it out on the field. Whether you are or not doesn't make a difference. Maybe they need something to kind of pump themselves up. They're sitting at 54 victories, right?
They are sitting at 57 victories.
57.
Yeah,
That's
they've
a lot
got,
of
they've got a
victories,
whopping
Harm.
57
Yeah.
victories.
Hey, you sat and you let one go to the Chicago Cubs. So if you're upset about it, you want to go ahead and muster some sort of energy up, then go ahead and do it. I don't care.
Yeah, I don't know if
They
that was
can
in
be
the 8th or
upset if they
9th,
want. People
but
choose to be upset over different things. If they
Jeez.
want to be upset, let them be upset. Miles Mastrobuoni's going to do while he's still been in the big leagues.
Yeah.
And while he's still
Yeah, it
playing
was-
professional baseball,
it
he's
was
going
the
to do what he's
9th.
going to do. Yeah.
But, you know, like a 6-run game in the 9th against that Cubs bullpen, I don't
Take
blame
the
him. He did
bases.
come around and score.
Did they give it to him? Did they not make the throw? Did they
No,
make the throw?
I don't think Rushman could get the throw off. I think he sort of bobbled it. He was going to, and he just sort of bobbled
Not
it.
his problem.
They never
then.
made a throw.
It's not
yeah.
his problem.
Yeah.
Miles got to do what makes Miles happy. For miles and miles is what he's going to do it over
Yeah.
and over.
So, please.
He's going to steal a mile worth
can't
of
do it.
bases before he's all done.
Your Thunderstick hit another home run. He's got 14
How
now.
many on the year?
14.
Well, if that gives him 28 for the year, you'd say he's a pretty decent home run hitter, right?
Just under. Tracking for just under.
But the point is, you wouldn't say he lacks power.
No.
28 home runs, pretty nice little chunk of change there.
Has he ever hit that many, though?
27 he's hitting his
27
career.
is his most?
Yeah. You believe me, or do you think I'm doing the old boulder dash?
Part of
Do
me
you believe me, or do you think I'm full of it?
I think that's a little high, but I'll trust you. You love Ian Happ.
He's my guy.
I thought his
He
previous
struggled
high
early.
would have been like 24 or 25.
Check it out. Check it out. Now you've called me a liar. You may not believe you did, but
His
you
high
just
is
did.
25.
See, you called me a liar, and it's 25.
I caught you.
Yeah.
The
No,
most
I'm
he's
the
hit
one
in a
that
season
brought
is
it up.
25.
You believe me at
I
you
said
believe me?
24 or 25.
No, when I said 27, you believed me. Then I asked if you believed me.
I thought you said you're all right, Spider.
25. I did. Well, hopefully he gets past that number, and you can go ahead and he's got legitimate home run power.
I'm with you. Not that I have a rooting interest, but just like if we're going to talk about the Cubs like being in anything this year, I'm going to take your approach. Jurko always says, talk to me when you're at 500.
Yeah. That's
So,
it.
like, yeah, you beat the Orioles. That's good. You got a tough stretch of games. Orioles
Right.
and Cardinals.
All-star break bad time for you. You won 4 of your last 5. And all of a sudden, it's all going to get
But, like, it
stopped for you. But all the momentum stopped because of the All-Star game.
Yeah, that could be. But, like, I
They did this last year before the All-Star. I mean, before the trade deadline, too, didn't they?
They did. That's
Didn't
when they went
got
like
hot?
10 out of 11.
They got hot. All of a sudden, they convinced them. Maybe we should do this thing.
I'm going to take the Jurko approach.
500.
Call me when you get to 500.
Call me when you get to 500.
And
That's
then
what I
maybe we
care
can be
about.
like, all right, are they officially back? Did they turn it around? Did they flip it? Do they have some progression coming after some weirdness and maybe some unluckiness that, like, all right, but you're 43 and 49. Like,
You're still there.
Yeah.
43 and 49.
Talk to me when you're 500.
You really will have to go on one hell of a streak to convince anybody not to do something
right?
that makes sense. Common sense would dictate to you that this team is not who you thought this team was going to be. And if you could get some pieces for players that may not be here or might get raises, at the end of the year, then you've got to move people.
Yeah, don't fall into the trap of last year.
Of last year, yeah. You've seen it happen to you already.
If you could trade Bellinger, right?
Right. If you can trade Tajon,
Tyone.
Who
Who continues to pitch pretty well.
Trajan Langdon.
Been one of
Whoever
your
you wanna
better
trade.
stories,
Yeah.
actually. They just keep getting really, really good starting pitching. Town was good again yesterday, and he's lowered his ERA to below 3. So you might have some value there where you could steal a B prospect from somebody, right? For Jamison Town deadline. I don't know. Like, we'll see how the next 2+ weeks go, but you can't like it. It'd be different if you were 3 games out of first right now, and you'd be living and dying on, they beat the Orioles. All right, they beat a really good team. Good. They closed the half game on Milwaukee, or they did this, they did that. But when you're 10 games out and you're 5 out of the wild card and you've got 6 teams in front of you, it's like, what is 43 and 49 going to get you? It's going to get you really nothing, which has basically just been Chicago baseball this year. It's like, it's got you about nothing. So I don't know. I had the game on. I was watching. Baltimore's my team in the East. San Diego's my team in the West. I'm hoping for that Padre Orioles World Series.
And if it happens,
so I can be really
will you
happy.
go?
No.
Will you fly out to Baltimore with your boy and go see a World Series game?
No, it's October. It's school.
With the beloved ball. Why?
It would be something.
Why wouldn't you? The 2 teams you adopted this year all of a sudden make it?
What a great bit. You think Danny would pay for that?
No.
Would Danny Zetterman, the content director, pay for that?
Absolutely
what a great
not.
bit that
Unless
would be.
you're going to write for like ESPN Plus or something, do a special thing.
I could do it.
Then you might be able to be put on the dime because the room, the boy can sleep on the cot.
Do a video blog.
You know what I'm saying?
The boy can sleep on the
and he can be your assistant,
Right. Like, wouldn't that be a great story?
Like little spinner and paddlefoot, he can be your assistant to clutch cargo.
Here's the headline. Pathetic, tired, old White Sox fan cheers for Orioles and Padres all year. Goes to World Series in Baltimore.
I think it's great because there's a lot of fans that are probably frustrated with their baseball teams that might want to adopt it. If you do a little video log, do you know what I'm saying, Carm? We make this thing multifaceted with multiple platforms.
Yeah.
Sure, I think they'd send you.
Here's the crazy thing. Like, if that did happen, let's say Baltimore gets to the World Series. Like, it'd be a fun bit to go. Maybe I won't even do it as a bit. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll go. Maybe I'll go to a World Series game. I can't really cheer for Baltimore. Not that I can't, but I have no interest in really cheering for Baltimore. It's been mostly a bit. They're a fun team to watch.
You've got no interest in either one of the baseball teams,
I don't
except for the fact that most of the teams that you decide to adopt
are
have
good.
made it.
They're like,
And they made it.
They made it.
That's the shtick.
And they have good players. Like, I like watching Gunnar Henderson play because he's really good.
Carm, you'll be cheering for the game. Don't you get that the purity of the game is what you'd be cheering for?
You nailed it, Yerk.
That'd be a feel-good story all the way around.
I don't really have a rooting interest in Baltimore. I just like watching them play because they're young and talented.
Then it'd be you and the fruits of your loin.
Yes.
Going to a ball game.
The fruits of my loin.
That's right.
That'd be fantastic.
Imagine that.
That would be great.
You could start a whole underwear. Fruits of my loin. Yeah, instead of Fruit of Loom. I got a new underwear out. It's called Fruits of My Loin.
Fruits of my loin.
It's where all the magic happens and the marbles.
We're going to
really
take down Tommy John. Yeah, like even last night, I can't be like, I can't believe the Cubs are beating my Orioles. No, I'm just watching because it's just I like watching the Orioles.
That's right.
Watch the Cubs.
Pure baseball fan at that point, Carm.
Tonight's a good matchup.
For the love of the game, I think I'm going to make it into a movie.
That's right.
For the love of the game.
That sounds like a great baseball movie name, Yurko. You should run with that.
Yeah.
Tonight, it's Shota versus Corbin Burns, so that's a good matchup.
It is. Former Milwaukee Brewer.
Yes, that's right.
My Milwaukee Brewer collapse was based on the fact that they sent Corbin Burns away.
Didn't happen.
Stunning, yeah.
By the way, I looked up at the TV when we got into the studio today.
Did you watch the ladies singles match a little bit earlier today?
I did not. What happened?
The Czech won.
The Czech won.
The Czech won over the Latvian.
Okay.
That's all I know.
Okay.
Couldn't pronounce their names. Just the Czech won over the Latvian.
Well, I looked up and I said to Black and Yurko, I said, now here playing right now is Musetti. Now that's a
Muset.
Jakob Sinner.
Against Fritz. Fritzy from the US of A.
Fritzy from the USA.
Hey, Fritzy.
I said, no, this guy's a Paisan. Jakob Sinner, I'm not so sure.
Well, I don't know.
So let's go Musetti.
Hey, is Fritzy up a break point here? Oh, boy. That's good right there.
So I watched Copa America last night. I watched the Cubs game. They were over early, right? Mm-hmm. Cubs were done because they're on the East Coast.
Right.
When Copa America ended and a nice 2-0 victory 2-0 victory for Argentina. Do you know I took Bleck and Abdallah's advice and I watched the new Beverly Hills Cop?
How was it?
It was good. You know, I asked the guys because they watched it over the weekend. I said, I love Eddie Murphy. I think most of us do. Absolutely adore Eddie Murphy. I think he's a national treasure. But I said to them, I go, tell me it's better than the Coming to America, number 2, and because that really was not good. And Coming to America is an all-time comedy, the original.
Yeah,
all-time,
the original's
one of the
fantastic.
funniest movies
Yeah.
of the '80s. I mean, an all-time movie.
Sexual child.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mr. Randall Watson.
Those guys are good.
Damn, that boy's good. I mean, it's an all-timer. And I said, please tell me. And they both immediately were like, oh, no. This was well done.
Where do we find women? Let's go to Queens.
Where does he find a queen? This was so much better. They did a nice job with it. They really did. It was well done. I like how they incorporated most of the old-timers, everybody that's still kicking from the original crew. And Bronson Pinchot even had his little cameo in it, which is worthy and necessary, and he's still funny. They did a good job with it. I really thought I walked away going, okay, that was a good 2 hours. Well done. Well done. They're still turning out good Beverly Hills Cop movies. Love Joseph Gordon-Levitt. He's always great and entertaining. So good job, guys. Thank you for the recommendation. I'm glad you said it was worth it. I think it was totally worth it.
Not the greatest movie ever made. It's just fun.
It's just fun.
Nice summer movie.
Yeah, and it's a nice summer movie. And for as many times as they've tried to bring us back to the past and yesteryear and say, we'll just continue to do these, most of the time they fall flat on their face. And that was not the case with this one.
No,
they did a good
and
job.
here's what I said to Chris last night. Don't make 5.
I
Yeah, we're
probably
good.
agree.
We're good.
Don't make 5.
Quit while you're ahead. Like,
We're
it was
done.
fun. We can be done.
Yeah, we're done.
Probably, like, Taggart looks way too old. Like,
Yeah.
we can,
Yes.
and maybe some of that was by design, but, like, we're good. Rosewood and Taggart are old, and he's old. I mean,
Yeah,
he
they
looks
are.
old.
Yeah.
It's like Eddie Murphy looks old because he is when you
Yes.
start thinking about the original movie, which is 40 years ago. But they did a very good job with it. So it was a nice way with stuff winding down early last night and the White Sox not playing. I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it. Let's fire. It was about 9:30ish or so, maybe 10 o'clock.
Right.
And I was like, let's fire up Beverly Hills Cop 2. So it was good. We're going to do the list coming up. We're going to keep the lists rolling. We don't, just because we're truncated, we don't want to lose valuable time with the list. They seem to be the most fun things we do right now as we count down the days of the start of Bears training camp, which is inside of a week now. At least the rookies will report early next week. We have our training camp dates already. We know when we're going to be there. We've
That's
got
right.
3 dates in which the practices will be open to the public, which will be broadcasting live from
We
training
got a
camp.
chance to remind all of us today what
Yes.
those dates were.
Yes.
Which is wonderful.
Yeah, well, we need to make sure that we're on top of everything. We have the I's dotted and the T's crossed. So 3 training camp dates, including one at the end of the month already. I mean, inside of 3 weeks, we'll be broadcasting live from Hallis Hall for training camp. So we'll do the list coming up. We are going to be off a little early. Connor's got the pregame for the first of 2 on the south side coming up at 12:30. It's White Sox and Twins, double header of baseball. Right around the corner, it's Carmen and Jurko.